this about to be the best audio shoot ever.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy. I'm Van.
And I'm Jeezy.
So, Jeezy, the new NFL season started, I believe, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, that's right.
And it has been, without a doubt, the craziest start to the NFL season that I can remember.
I have to agree with that. It's all kinds of moves. Nobody is standing still.
Just some notables in the past couple of days. Ryan Tannehill to Tennessee, Odell Beckham Jr. and Oliver Vernon to Cleveland, Jabril Peppers and Kevin Zeitler to New York, Joe Flacco to Denver, D Ford to the 49ers, Deshaun Jackson back. D Ford to the 49ers.
They have so much money at San Francisco. Sorry, keep going.
It's because they suck. Deshaun Jackson back to the Eagles, Antonio Brown to the Raiders, as we talked about, Michael Bennett to the Patriots, Clinton Dix to the Bears, Trey Flowers to the Lions, Big Dick Foles to Jacksonville.
I can't believe the Eagles let him go, but man wanted to get paid.
The biggest splash.
The biggest splash?
I say the biggest splash because of what's coming together is Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns.
I read an article about this from the New York front office, and they said, we weren't planning on letting him go, but the Browns made us an offer we couldn't refuse. I heard that, and I was like, what did they did they offer? Like, we're going to drive through your neighborhood at night, and you're not going to like it? Or are we?
You know what it probably was, is they offered whatever his salary was going to be, plus we'll take all you guys to Denny's. Whatever you want on the menu, it's yours.
Everything?
I couldn't refuse that deal if it was mine.
The big beefy pounder is included?
The big beefy pounder, you can have that. You can have the Ben Worthlesberger, and you can have the Jimmy Graham Slam.
Can I have a drink?
Yes.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word.
I did hear, and I've got an article here from Bleacher Report. OBJ's first request after going to Cleveland was he wanted his contract restructured.
I did hear that. The Giants will receive a first-round pick in 2019, number 17 overall. The Browns' second third-round pick, which is number 95 overall this year. Right guard Kevin Zeitler and safety Jabril Peppers.
Kevin Zeitler, go Badgers.
Last season, Beckham appeared, this is from the Sports Illustrated article, Beckham appeared in 12 games, 77 receptions for 1,052 yards, 6 touchdowns. He missed the final 4 games due to a quadriceps injury.
I have a Browns fan at work. We were talking a little bit today, very briefly, about,
Wait, did you pull his Browns ID, though?
No, I didn't.
You gotta pull his Browns ID. You know the Browns... I gotta double check what it's called.
I have to assume the Browns ID is just a paper bag with eyeballs cut out of it that you just slide over your head in shame for the past 20 years.
That's exactly it. But it's the shame part that's critical. You have to show that you endured the shame. You got to pull his Browns ID.
I mean, I know a couple people that are Browns fans that just stuck with it, and it's like, props to you, man. Props to you. I'd like to say I would do the same for the Packers, and I believe I would. I wouldn't just up and leave.
You don't think you would?
No. That's the definition of a fan.
I'm scared that I would turn into a person who just read about the game later. I'd make a point to read about it.
It's not good enough. I might...
Are we getting a divorce? Did we just suddenly...
The Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy podcast is now seeking additional anchors.
Preferably with the name Jeezy.
Inquire within.
Just like that.
I want to get back on track here. And I really want to talk about how good the Browns are going to be. I feel like... I said it 2 years ago. I said, watch out, man. The Browns are going to be good. Last year, I thought for sure they'd take the AFC North. This year, I'm calling it. You can mark it on your calendar, Jeezy. I say Browns. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get my Palm Pilot.
Your Crackberry.
I got it here.
I am calling the Cleveland Browns to be the AFC North champions in 2019. And I'm undecided on this yet, but I'm leaning towards AFC champions. Going to the Super Bowl.
Whoa, a Super Bowl appearance next year.
I'm undecided yet, but I have an inkling. I have a feeling in my heart.
Well, I mean, if you look at the main stage...
Listen to your heart when it's calling for you. Listen to your heart.
I mean, if you look at the mainstays in the AFC, right? So we're talking about the Patriots. We're looking at the Steelers.
Yeah, whoa.
Hold on.
Look what the Steelers just did to themselves.
That's what I'm saying. So the Steelers are literally, they're going to be put in that old Brown bag that used to belong to the Browns, I think.
Maybe the Browns, when the Browns play the Steelers, they can all, like the Browns fans, when they show up, they can give their paper bags to the Steelers fans.
That would be very courteous, very nice, more than any Steelers fan would ever do for any Browns fan. But you know what? I think the Browns fan, they've built up some character over these years.
But to your point, when you look at it, who are the stalwarts of the AFC, right? The Patriots, the Steelers, and...
Maybe the Ravens-ish?
Nope. The Ravens are good for getting you into the playoffs and losing. I mean, you've got the Chargers, maybe. That's about it, though. You don't have to get through many people to get to the top.
Browns are looking fierce. I don't know what their defense looks like, but this offense looks stacked.
Look who they have, 2019. They've got Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Yeah, that's good.
You've got Nick Chubb running back.
I mean, his last name is Chubb. That's a fearsome name.
Duke Johnson running back.
He's good. I like
OBJ.
him. OBJ, what can you do?
Jarvis Landry, who played with OBJ at LSU. It's a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tight end David Njoku. I don't even know how to say that. Joku.
I don't think you pronounce the N. I would maybe say Yoku.
David Yoku. That sounds about right. And then you've also got at running back Kareem Hunt.
Isn't it too soon?
No, it's not too soon. Fuck that. No way it's not too soon.
Oh.
Suspended 8 games. Do you know why, Jeezy?
I do. He was bad. He was very, very bad.
Apparently he got in an altercation with a woman.
He Ray-Riced it.
Well, okay, no, he didn't punch her and drag her by the hair into an elevator.
Okay, fair enough.
But he did push her to the ground.
This man, 8-game suspension. It's going to hurt the Browns, but he's got to be held responsible for these actions.
I agree. Absolutely. And I feel like even without Kareem Hunt, the Browns will still excel. They'll still be good.
Duke Johnson's a very serviceable running back. They'll be fine.
But I'll say it as I always say it about rookies having a great year. They got to make the second-year jump. And if Mayfield can make the second-year jump, they're going to be all right.
I think they will. I think Baker Mayfield is a guy who, to me, he looks poised to push himself continuously. Some of these guys come into the league, they're so cocky, they think they're so good, and they have a little bit of success and they don't keep pushing. Baker Mayfield doesn't strike me that way. I think he comes in this 2019-2020 season, I think he takes it to the next level. And with this supporting cast on offense, they may just have a powerhouse offense that's worth watching.
Did you know that, and maybe you do, that as much praise as you're heaping on Baker Mayfield, he did have some trouble in college? Did you know that he got in trouble?
I didn't know he got in trouble.
He got in trouble.
Was it big trouble, or what kind of trouble are we talking?
Public intoxication, disorderly conduct, fleeing and resisting arrest. What I remember seeing was the officers tried to start talking to him or whatever else, and then tried taking off running, and he got tackled. But it seems as if he's past that, right? And he can dance.
Let's go back. I'm not by any means condoning any of those activities, but, I mean, some of these guys have done some really bad things in college. That one is only pretty bad. I can see why you say he just got in trouble. Not big trouble.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the question, though. Are the Browns, you said they're going to the AFC Championship. They're going to win it.
I said they're going to take the AFC North. I said I was undecided.
You said they were going to the Super Bowl.
No, I did not. I said
yes, you did.
No, wind it back. Can you rewind Skype? Rewind it back.
No, Skype rewinding.
I said leaning towards. I said undecided, leaning towards.
So you're saying if there were two houses, one house was called AFC North win and one of them was called AFC Championship win, you'd be leaning towards, you'd be maybe perhaps even leaning on the house called AFC Championship win.
I mean, I'd be looking out the window.
What? I'm not even sure how that fits into the analogy.
I'm in the AFC North house. I'm looking out the window at the AFC Championship house like, huh? It's over there. It's over there.
Why are you in the Browns house?
What's over there? Is that a championship over there? Who's that?
That is true. The Browns fans would not recognize that.
Browns, I'm happy for you. I think it's finally your time to shine. I hope you do good things this year. Don't let me down. Don't make a fool of me. Don't make a liar of me.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I can do that myself, thank you.
I've already had to redirect some of your language that if you've got the man, you pay the man. And now the Browns are going out and they're getting every man and they're paying all the men.
Okay, first off, the man specifically refers to the quarterback.
What?
The man. The man is the quarterback.
Who's the dude?
The quarterback is the man of the team. The quarterback is the team in general.
What if I said the guy? You go out and if you got the guy, you pay the guy.
If you want the guy, go get the guy.
Which guy?
Any guy you want, go get him.
Are we doing a who's on first shtick right now?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what who's on first is? What kind of broadcaster are you?
I'm not. I'm just some dude talking into a microphone on the internet.
After this is over, get some class and watch the old who's on first shtick. It's a baseball shtick.
Like
it's
1960, like 1960s?
I couldn't even guess. It's old. It's originally in black and white.
Oh, fuck me.
Check out who's on first.
Can I just listen to Bob Uecker over and over again?
You could, yes.
Just a bit outside. Get up, get out of here, gone. On to the Packers news section. You see what I did there?
Oh, that was pretty slick. Wisconsin to Wisconsin connection right there.
That's right, baby. Packers section. Big splash in free agency that is atypical of the Packers in recent history, but I want to touch on some smaller ones, some smaller transactions. Geronimo Allison re-signed a 1-year contract extension. Mercedes Lewis, the same.
I hope we use Mercedes Lewis correctly next season. Can I say that? He is not only a blocking machine. The dude is big, physical, with pretty good hands. He should be in some plays. He is not only on the field to have an extra blocker.
I agree with you. I sure do.
When he was back with the Jags, he was great then. And the thing about tight ends, unlike wide receivers where you have to think, oh, well, he's getting kind of old. I don't know if he's going to be as fast. He's a tight end. It doesn't matter if he's slow. He's a tight end.
Look at a guy like Tony Gonzalez, played till he was about 1,000,000 years old.
I thought he was 1,000,008.
But now we're talking about Gronk being like, is Gronk going to retire? That dude is like, what, 28?
17?
He's not old. I mean, nothing. Like, what does Brady have to prove? What is, you know?
Brady's an asshole.
Well, yeah. And Gronk's a bro. Like, I'm surprised that Gronk doesn't sit out every season after he gets 69 catches. He'd be like, that's it. I'm done. I'm done for the year.
Maybe he's trying to get his career total yards to 6,969 receiving yards.
I would not be surprised.
All right, because sorry, this is supposed to be Packers news. I've diverted it here, but Mercedes Lewis, 1-year deal. I want to see him more involved this year, and I don't put that on him. I put that on the coaching staff.
Agreed. We've also got 1-year deals for Lucas Patrick, Jake Kummerow, Reggie Gilbert, Robert Tonyan Jr., and Justin McCray and Fadal Brown. Of that group, Robert Tonyan, Jake Kummerow, and Reggie Gilbert are the 3 that I'm looking forward to.
I really want Kummerow. I think he's going to have a good season.
Everyone wants Kummerow because he's UW Whitewater, baby.
Whitewater all the way. Middle bro Jeezy used to steal Sister Jeezy's car, drive up to Whitewater.
Steal it?
Steal it. Just take her car and be gone. You know, they're in their 20s and just like, oh, went outside, car is gone.
Bye.
Gotta go to Whitewater, got some things to do.
Sister Jeezy just walks out the door. Middle bro Jeezy sitting in the car looking at the door and just floors it. Squeak! Takes off.
It was a Pontiac Grand Prix, which was the least likely vehicle to ever participate in an actual Grand Prix, but I digress.
We both digress quite often. The 4 free agent pickups that shook the world.
You think they shook the world?
They shook the Packers world.
Okay, Packers world, fair enough.
Billy Turner, offensive lineman from the Broncos, right guard, right tackle. Zadarius Smith, outside linebacker from the Ravens. Adrian Amos, safety from the Bears. And Preston Smith, outside linebacker from the Redskins. Jeezy, have you had a chance to read up on these picks? Hold on. I'm not going to let you talk yet. What I want to say... Oh, yeah, no. I was going to let you talk, and I decided that what I had to say is more important. The big thing is that it really makes our draft needs less pressing. We don't have to draft from a position of need. We can now kind of revert back to best player available or kind of future development, right? Edge rusher and safety were 2 huge question marks going into free agency, and we've pretty well secured them up to the point where you don't have to spend your first 2 picks of the draft on those positions.
I agree with you. Adrian Amos coming at safety. I mean, we had Tramon Williams playing safety. He's not a safety. I mean, he's good at it.
He's good at everything. I love Tramon Williams. He's so nice.
He is, but the thing is, we're like, oh, guess we don't have any safeties on the roster other than rookies. So Adrian Amos, glad to have him. We bring in 2 outside linebackers. I think these guys can be that edge rush force that we need.
What I look at, too, is when I look at the contract these guys got, we're giving them future money. We're giving them like, hey, you guys are going to be good, we're pretty sure. Zadarius Smith, 4-year deal, $66 million. We've got Adrian Amos, 4-year, $37 million. Preston Smith, 4-year, $52 million. Billy Turner, 4-year, $28 million. That's a lot of money saying, you guys are pretty good now, you're going to be better.
The first 3 you said, I think they're all shoe-ins. They're going to be starters, or if they're not starters, they're going to play a lot. Billy Turner, with that amount of pay, I think he's going to have to play a lot. But where is the clear spot for him?
You don't pick up a guy like that and spend that much money for him to sit on the bench or be a second teamer. He's going to be a starter.
But where does he start on that O-line?
Right guard. Sorry, Lucas Patrick.
Oh, I guess... Well, that was a short discussion. I guess you are right.
I mean, Brian Bulaga gets hurt constantly. Right there. There he goes, too. But what? But what? There's nothing. There's nothing. Brian Bulaga's hurt all the time. He can fill in there. He's better than Lucas Patrick. Done. There's no more discussion. That's it.
Fine.
I'm pretty stoked with the moves we made. I think that's really the Packers front office saying, listen, we're not messing around anymore. This is for serious.
And the other thing is that they put some money up on the defense. I thought we had a pretty decent defense last season considering the pieces we had, but we needed a lot of help. We needed new talent, and bringing these veteran guys in will be great so we can bring in, like you said, we can draft and develop some more defensive players. I think it's going to be a good thing.
Slight heartbreak news. Jordy Nelson released from the Raiders on the same day that a year previously he was released from the Packers.
Breaks my heart, honestly it does. Jordy Nelson, come back to Green Bay. If you can't be on the team, at least come back and we'll drink and we'll eat and we'll talk about all the good times. And it'll be on me. Jordy, how about that? Come back to Green Bay and we'll have a good old time on me. How about that?
I love Jordy Nelson, but I'm telling you it's not going to happen unless he came back for one day to retire as a Packer.
But maybe he'll just come to Green Bay.
I would love that, but it's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
But just the city of, maybe not the team.
But neither of us are in Green Bay right now.
But I'll get there to see Jordy Nelson.
I mean, I would too if it was a guaranteed thing.
That's what I'm saying right now. Jordy Nelson, meet us in Green Bay. We will buy the Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings and beer. Like maybe we'll watch a Packers game. Would that be too much? Would that break his heart too much? Is that a good thing or a bad thing to offer? Well, once we've done all of those things, we'll be best friends, then we'll hug, and then he'll be a regular on our show. That's it. That's what we'll do.
I see no flaws in this plan whatsoever. Other teams actually interested for Jordy Nelson were the Seahawks, Patriots, Titans, Chiefs. Jordy, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, we wish you the best of luck. I hope you retire as a Packer.
Definitely retire as a Packer. He's going to be in the Packer Hall of Fame for sure.
Easily. Oh, absolutely. It's not even a question.
No doubt. No doubt in my mind.
Jeezy, this is the part where you need to have a good song to segue us involving the word cheese.
I just called to say, eat cheese now. And the cheese will go straight to your heart.
It does take some cheese. Little girl, you're in the middle of the cheese. Everything will be all cheese. Everything will be all cheese. All cheese.
That's pretty good, actually. Oh my God. It's so loud. It's too loud.
That means it's time for the gossip section.
Oh, well, hold on. I need some counseling over here since I've been frightened to near death.
We have a really good article here, and it's a player we specifically did not mention earlier in the big signings and things because we want to talk about him now.
All of you may already know Le'Veon Bell just dropped his new Life's a Gamble album, and he was in Rockwell nightclub in Miami Beach Saturday to perform some songs off that album. Among his songs, some of these facts quoted from TMZ, among his songs, he has a song called Free at Last, where he talks about his drama with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Are you kidding me? Can we play it? Is this like open source? Can we play this?
Oh, I don't know. There's a video here. Let's.
What's the legality of us playing this on the air?
I'm gonna say the legality is somewhere between extremely illegal and lawsuit worthy illegal. Does that sound right?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I would say that's where I'd rank it. But here's the lyrics. One of the lyrics includes this line. I'm gonna make them open up their safes. I'm just doing what I gotta do to get me paid.
Funny thing about that is he would have made way more money staying with the Steelers.
I don't think it was way more.
Okay, no, look at this. 4 years, $52.5 million with the Jets. The offer the Steelers gave him from last year, 5 years, $70 million.
Yeah. Sorry on Le'Veon. But maybe he had that year off, got his rap game off the ground, though. I mean, right here, he's got all kinds of girls around him, dudes with cool circle sunglasses like they're John Lennon. He's got, and he's got fat gold chains. But you can't have fat gold chains and sunglasses on the field.
I mean, you probably actually can have those things under your uniform.
Could you imagine you saw somebody with some aviator glasses under their helmet?
Oh, my God. On the off chance, Antonio Brown, you're listening to this, please don't do it.
Don't do it. Antonio Brown's not listening to this.
You don't know that.
He's in Raider Nation.
What if we popped up in his related tracks?
I did mention him quite a bit in Twitter over the last few weeks.
Look at that. He might be listening. He might be looking into us.
He might be finally looking into us. But, I mean, seriously, I just can't believe. I mean, I see Le'Veon Bell. He's pretty jacked, but he got these fat-ass link chain. It is so tight. I mean, like 1980s rap game tight. That chain is fat. All kinds of people seem like they're vibing with it. I'm just saying. And it says Le'Veon Bell has been rapping for years under the rap name Juice. And I saw that and I said to myself, why as an NFL running back do you want to be associated with Orenthal James in any kind of way? Why the Juice? Juice, I guess, is what it says. But, I mean, OJ is the Juice.
OJ is the Juice.
Le'Veon Bell, also Juice.
Le'Veon Bell murders his girlfriend and leaves a glove behind.
Allegedly.
He was guilty.
But allegedly, though? I think by technicality.
Technically, he was not guilty. Regardless, if Le'Veon Bell was to show up in a white Ford Bronco, I wouldn't be surprised anymore.
God. Wait a minute. Hold on. We have no misdoings related to any kind of violent crime for Le'Veon Bell, as far as I know. Look, let's rewind all of that just to say, I think as an NFL running back, the nickname Juice is not a good look. I mean, I'm not sure.
That should be one of the nicknames retired, along with Refrigerator Perry, Gilbert, the Gravedigger Brown, and Orenthal James, the Juice Simpson.
Yeah. I'm going to read you this whole paragraph from TMZ as a hard transition remaining in the same topic. There's more. Many of the lyrics have to do with Bell's football career and how excited he was to leave the Steelers and sign with a new team. During the nightclub performance, Bell was wearing some big-ass gold chains. No doubt a result of getting a huge new contract in New York. Here's what we need to know. 1. Does Le'Veon Bell want to be referred to as Juice on the football field?
There would be civil outrage.
Do you think so? Do you think it would be that big?
Oh, come on.
Do you think it would be big?
I think it would be huge.
How big? How big?
Kids these days wouldn't get it. He probably doesn't even get it.
Come on, man. 27. He's a running back. He's got to know the Juice.
I don't know, man. I think there would be civil unrest. The only worst thing would be is if he went to the Bills and then called himself the Juice.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, if Le'Veon showed up in a white Ford Bronco, calling himself the Juice, we might have some outrage.
I don't know how I would take that. If I heard that, I don't know how I would take it firsthand, honestly.
Outrage that I have at this time, Tyreek Hill under investigation for...
This is ugly.
For a domestic dispute with his 3-year-old son as the victim. Not been charged with the crime yet. This article is from Deadspin.com. It was a battery incident on March 14th that involved his son, resulting in a broken arm. This isn't his first time either. 2015, he pleaded guilty to domestic assault and battery of his girlfriend at the time, punching her and choking her when she was 8 weeks pregnant with said child.
It's horrible. Tyreek Hill, get your shit together, man.
I don't understand it. I will never understand it.
I don't know.
I don't have much else to say about that other than it's despicable and it's outrageous. If something like that ends up being true, should be immediately exiled from the NFL. Not allowed to play a single game further.
I don't know, man. This is pretty bad. Breaking a 3-year-old's arm, I mean, that's just shy of, like, shaking a baby to death, which is just gruesome. I mean, a 3-year-old is a defenseless person. I mean, first off. And second off, this is your child who you're supposed to be taking care of. It's just ugly.
Can we move on to a topic with children that's actually happy? Because I know you've got one lined up here for us in our interesting take section.
This headline from the New York Times, written by Joe Drape and Ken Belson, is all about how the future of football has flags. I'm talking about flag football. So they have a picture here, Drew Brees looking as fatherly as possible. He's got his 3 boys there. They're ready to play some ball. And the big thing here is that more American children ages 6 to 12 play flag football than the tackle version of the sport. Over the past 3 years, a statistic here, the increase in flag football is 38%. 1.5 million kids are in these leagues 6 to 12 years old.
I honestly didn't know that there were official flag football leagues to begin with. I knew flag football was something you did like in gym class.
1.5 million play flag football, more than 100,000 more than play tackle. This is crazy, and the shift is getting high-profile supporters. We're talking Drew Brees. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion. He's fully putting his support behind this. He coaches his kids. Let me just read this quote. They have a good quote here from Drew Brees. Every parent looks at football now and has reservations. I know I do. If parents feel like the only option is tackle, then there's a danger that a whole generation of kids may never be introduced to the game. And I think that's right. For 6 to 12-year-olds, I think that's scary. I mean, that's a hugely important time in their physical development, and they're so young, and injuries can be so detrimental to their growth. I think this is important.
Here's another thing I have from this article. The NFL recently pledged to give annual grants to 400 boys and girls clubs for flag football programs to try to reach 100,000 players ages 6 to 18. 20 years from now, do you think the NFL is a flag football league?
The league itself?
The league itself.
I think long before that change would ever be happening, I think we would have robots.
At some point, okay, if they're saying, all right, kids, play flag football, when do they say, yeah, you like flag football? How about you play real football now? If you're going to bring kids up playing flag football, when do they make that leap to wanting to play professionally? Because playing professionally, you're going to get hit.
Primarily, we're talking 6 to 12-year-olds. That's all the primary grades through middle school. So in high school, you're making the transition back to tackle football. And look, here's a quote about Drew Brees. New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees, a Super Bowl champion and the most productive passer in NFL history, did not put on pads for the first time until high school. He credits flag football with laying the foundation for the skills that almost certainly will land him in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
What do you mean almost certainly? That's for real. Stupid article.
Sorry, New York Times. You're getting the axe from Van and Jeezy.
You're getting poo-pooed for that one. If you want to go that route, I would say no tackle football before middle school. Middle school is when tackle football can start.
I don't feel like I need to see 10-year-olds or 11-year-olds.
It's not that you need to see it. It's about them developing as players.
If I had a kid and he happened to reach the age of 6 to 12, I wouldn't put him in tackle football.
6 years old is too young. My mom didn't let me play until I think I was 10. I think that's about right. Here's what I think. I think tackle football can start in middle school. It doesn't have to. You can continue to play flag football if you'd like. Tackle football definitely exists in high school for all levels of it and beyond.
Here's the bottom line. The league has been cultivating flag football as a way to stem a trend of declining participation in the tackle version of the sport and to keep young athletes and their families from abandoning football entirely.
I'm on board with that goal of making the game safer, for sure. I'm on board with the goal of getting more young people involved in any way, shape, or form. My question is, when do you introduce being hit? And because you're going to have a drop off when you say, hey, guess what? Yeah, that's great. Now we're going to put pads on, which is a completely different level of conditioning. And pads do change the dynamics of how you throw and block and whatever else. Is there blocking in flag football? I will say flag football is all the concepts are transferable for specialty positions, right? Your receivers, your running backs, quarterbacks, corners, all that. Where it's really going to hurt is your offensive, defensive line.
I mean, at that age, at the age of 12, 14, how do you know you're even going to be a linesman?
I was, and I was good at it.
I'm not saying that you're not an adult male, but I'm just saying if you look at the adult males in the NFL, you're but a child.
I knew in my heart from the age of like
oh
6.
My God, don't hit me with this in my heart. Who are you, my mother?
I knew from the age of like 6 that I was going to play on the Green Bay Packers. I knew it as a child. I was convinced in my head as a child that I was going to play football for the Green Bay Packers.
You just I was convinced with the quintessential old person line. In my heart, I knew that blah, 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 nonsense.
As a child, I made the decision that I am playing for the Green Bay Packers. I knew it in my head to be true.
You're being irrational. That is it. That's it. I'm off the show. Whoever's signed up to be Jeezy on the next episode.
I'm not lying to you. These are things that I thought as a child.
Fine. But what I'm saying is, I don't think you're going to be that far behind as far as being a linesman if you don't start practicing full contact until high school. I really don't think you are going to be that far behind.
If there's no full contact, then what does a lineman do?
That's what I'm saying. If the lineman was a linebacker through all of flag football.
Completely different skill sets.
It is. It's completely different. But so what? I think you can learn what you need to learn to be an excellent lineman in a few years to be effective in college.
I wholeheartedly disagree as someone who played offensive line and defensive line his entire football career. But anything that the NFL is doing to make the game safer and get more people involved, I'm on board with.
Here's another line from that article. Mike Berry, who's a college and NFL coach for the last 40 years, runs some of the programs with the flag football. He goes, "There's people that don't want to play soccer. Some kids are football people. I want to give them an avenue to be at their schools so they can play." Look, man, I'm sure there are plenty
of at me. Jeezy, look at me.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
Would this horribly disfigured body ever have made it on the soccer field?
I mean,
the answer is no. Some kids are football kids. This body could not sustain running for more than, 45 seconds at a time. Maximum. You want me to run for 90 minutes plus whatever else the refs tack on at the end at their discretion? Nope.
Some kids are football people. I think this is important, man. Football has a chance with this flag football thing, in my opinion. I think this is a natural evolution of the game where people are more aware of their health, they're more aware of the long-term effects, and how important it is to have a young, healthy adult who is involved in sports but is not being, really just injured by the game that they're playing. And I think flag football gives young people, especially the youngest people, an opportunity to participate in the game.
I wonder if we'll see improvements at specialty positions like passing, catching, running, when you don't have to focus on tackling or being tackled.
I bet you it does. I mean, flag football favors just raw athleticism. I mean, at the end of it, it's not about that big beasting, hulking over the other people. It's about that athleticism. It's about the clutch. It's about the ability to change direction, that speed, it's all of that. And I think flag football can bring us some great athletes. Let me give you one last quote. Super Bowl champion Drew Brees said,
"Oh, you got to throw the Super Bowl champion in there too, don't you?"
Super Bowl champion,
MVP, all-time passing yards leader, and all-around great guy, Drew Brees said,
"It's every parent's decision if and when they want their kids to play tackle. We are armed with more information than ever before, and there is more coming every day. Flag is where I develop my love and passion for the game. Maybe some will pursue tackle. If they don't, I hope they had a great time playing flag and appreciate the game." Thanks, Drew Brees. Coming full dad mode at flag football. That's what we need.
Yeah, but does he have those white Reeboks that are grass stained with jorts and mid-shin Hanes socks?
No, he has none of those.
Then he's not in full-on dad mode yet.
He's got a black polo with a matching black hat and above-the-knee black basketball shorts and, like, regular-ass shoes.
That's too hip for a dad.
Too hip?
Yeah, it's too hip and happening for a dad.
Drew Brees, thanks. Football and America, that's his league. I'm loving it. Let's keep it coming. And I guess that's all we have to say. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening to our show. You've been listening to Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy.
I'm Van.
And I'm Jeezy.
Check us out on iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Facebook, Twitter, cheesypodcast.com, SoundCloud, YouTube. Did I get them all this time?
I think you actually got them all.
I don't need you for anything anymore now.
Why am I getting fired so many times during this episode?
I don't need you anymore.
Oh my God, I miss you already.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you.